Hey guys, welcome to Creatures of the Realm. This is a Playerole Presents, and here on the DM, Henry Knight, I go over multiple creatures from the DM's creature monster manual. I talk about it, I describe the creature, we talk about what's good, what's bad, and the ugly for the creature, and I rate it from A to F. I haven't gotten an F yet, but you'll never know. Tonight on Creatures of the Realm, we have the half dragon, I think it is. Yeah, we have the half dragon creature. We're gonna go over that shortly, but tomorrow we have a big game. We've returned to the main campaign. Return of the main campaign. We've had a three shot story arc called End of the Line Returns. This is the sequel to the 3-shot End of the Line, and it ended 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, we're going to continue with the campaign. What happened? What happened to the player characters, party, and all that rigmarole. But either way, let's start with Creatures of the Realm. Join us tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central. Subscribe, like, let us know what you think in the comments. And here we go with Creatures of the Realm, episode 49. The half dragon. When a half dragon is polymorphed from mates with other creatures, the union sometimes produces half dragon offspring. A creature might also transform into a half dragon as a result of a mad wizard spell or a ritual bath in dragon's blood. In all these cases, the result is a creature that combines the essence of a dragon with the form of its original race. Regardless of their origins, all half-dragons have similar features and appearances, gaining special senses, resistance to destructive energy, and a breath weapon. Sounds very cool. Draconic nature. Half-dragons are incapable of having natural-born offspring. Those that wish to propagate must find other ways to do so, almost always involving magic. By way of compensation, half-dragons are blessed with long life. Bearing unforeseen misfortune, a typical half-dragon life expectancy is twice of its own non-draconic line, so that a half-dragon human might live more than a century and a half. Sounds very cool. Half-dragons inherit personality traits common to their draconic heritage, so that half-dragon dragons, half-gold dragons are often shy and secretive, while half-copper dragons are impish and playful. Half-green dragons are deceitful, while half-white dragons are often dim-witted brutes. These traits are tempered by half-dragons' other lineage, but greed, arrogance, and paranoia are qualities that even good lion half-dragons often possess. Half-dragon template. Okay, we all know the different dragons. You have your black, copper, blue, bronze, brass, gold, red, green, silver, and white. Imagine that concept, because we're talking about the half-dragon. Languages. The half-dragon speaks Draconic in addition to any other language it knows. These are intelligent blokes. Their breath weapon, the half-dragon has the breath weapon of its dragon half. The half-dragon size determines how its action functions. That's a big, you have to understand what it does. If you're a white dragon, you have ice. If you're a black, you have acid, and so forth. Green, poison, stuff like that. Blue or bronze, lightning. So, larger or smaller as a wormling, challenge rate 2 or higher. Huge, as a young dragon, challenge rate 7 or higher. Gargantuan as an adult dragon, challenge rate 8 or higher. That's all for me to know, and not much of a player character's size, but that's for me to know. But that's a very, very cool table for you to know. Okay, anyways, the half-red dragon. This guy has about 18 armor class. I don't know about you, 18 armor class is pretty cool, especially for a creature. And I love dragons, man. I love them. They are the creme de la creme, man. That is Dungeons and Dragons. You have the dragon at the headboard. That is it. It's in the name, Dungeons and Dragons. And I love dragons. My favorite is a black and red. Anyways, enough about me, what I like. Let me continue on the creature. Half-red dragon. It is a medium humanoid. Medium meaning about the size 5'8", 5'6", somewhere around there. That's in D&D talk. Any alignment, because dragons are intelligent. Unfortunately, this one has an ability of intelligence at 10, constitution 14, dex, dexterity, high stats, everything out is kind of but I would make him homebrew, make his intelligence up. So I think even though if you're dealing with a red dragon or a white dragon, I think that the most important aspect is their intelligence. They are intelligent, and despite of if they're half dragons or part of that line, they're going to have some form of intelligence. And to me, a 10 isn't going to cut it, especially dragon lineage. Your skills. Oh, let me go back. Your hit points, 65. That's decent. Speed 30. Heh. Senses, blind sight, 10 feet. Dark vision, 60 feet. Passive perception, 12. Languages, common, draconic. Again, this stat block is not very intelligent, so of course he's not going to have a list of languages. Challenge rate of 5, 1800. He packs a punch if you're playing level 1 or 2. Multi-attack. This half-red dragon can wield 2 long swords attacks. He's going to use a short sword and a long sword, or 2 short swords. A long sword and a short sword. So imagine this long sword and he has a shorter sword, and the head of a red dragon, and it being humanoid, hands, and he's got talons for feet and a tail, but he's humanoid. So imagine that. So his attack would be the swords, and then he has a heavy crossbow and his fire breath. And that's pretty much it. His breath weapon does a massive 7d6 damage. If you save, you're going to take half damage. If you don't succeed, you're going to take 7d6. It's a lot. But again, the way it works in the D&D, you roll a 6-sided. If you get a 5 or a 6, the fire breath recharges. Not all, anytime. If he uses his breath weapon in the first round, he's not going to constantly use his weapon. So you have to roll that 6-sided to recharge. And even then, he's got actions just like the players do. So that's something you have to take into account. What else does he have? Okay, so his longsword does 1d8 plus 3. They don't do much damage. Alright, you remember I said I won't give anybody an F? Alright, the creature, the best quality of this creature, let's go with the good. The good quality, the fire breath. The best quality the creature has. Who cares if he has a heavy crossbow? That's 1d10 piercing damage. That's cool when you're fighting lower levels, but if they're level, 5 or group of 7, he's done easily. Why? Yeah, the breath weapon, 15-foot cone, big deal. After he uses it, he's gonna get whomped on, and the reason being is because, well, the only good quality this creature has, again, he has got plate armor. His hit points are 65, and the breath weapon. The bad. What's bad about this creature? Excuse me, what's bad? Let me tell you. His sword attacks. He's a freaking dragon. No tail attack. But yet the picture has a humanoid, the head of a dragon, his elongated horns, the red, the armor. He has a sword in one hand and a dagger in the other, a long sword and the short sword, really cool looking. Then he has his tail that's completely useless. Did they forget about his tail attack? So this is what I call typical issues. When you make a creature and this creature is part of the game, and you're going to fight this creature, right? So you're going to fight this creature, and the party notices he has a tail, but the creature doesn't use a tail. Why bother? If you have a tail, use it. But according to the stat block here, the half-dragon veteran, not much of a veteran, right? He doesn't have anything. Doesn't have an attack. Oh, I'm sorry, he has an attack with his sword, and that's it. And his breath. No tail. So why not keep the crossbow, keep the swords. You have 2 long sword attacks, a tail attack. That's 3. And then your fire breath. Why not? Why not do that? What did it do? Forget? All right. So the good thing about this creature is he looks like a dragon. It looks intimidating. He has a sword. He's got a dagger, a short sword, whatever. He's got heavy armor. You're not going to be able to hit him too much. And his fire breath. Excellent. The bad. Now you start going down. He's an idiot. Intelligence of 10. No modifier. Ridiculous. The bad. Let's continue. He has a challenge rate of 5. Gives you 1800 XPs. No tail attack. Absolutely not. Just a fire breath, 2 longsword, 2 weapon attacks. Why bother? Why even call him a half dragon? If he's not going to use it. He's got a tail. Why wouldn't he use it? Dumb. Okay, the ugly. The ugliest thing about this character, and I'm not talking about his appearance. I'm talking about his horrible stats. So what if he's got 18, 65 hit point, armor class, and hit points? That doesn't mean nothing. He's got a cool fire breath, but that's about it. He still has to recharge. But what about his tail? He would be intimidating if he's attacking with his weapons and then a tail attack. Oh, but he's just a half dragon. Why even bother having a tail if you're not going to use it? That is the ugliest thing about this creature, and it's not the appearance, is the fact that he has a tail, and in the stat block, no stats, non-existent. That is complete shit. I don't like it. I said I'm going to rate you A, B, C, D, and F. I want to give it an F. It's a shitty character. I would not use it. I would use that creature. I would modify it. But let me tell you how I'm going to modify it. I'll tell you right now, real time. First of all, I wouldn't call him a half dragon veteran. No, he's not a veteran. Okay. He's got these cool senses, dark vision, blind sight. Yeah, big deal. Okay, so first of all, I'd redo his stats. Okay. Leaving his strength at 16, dexterity 13, that's fine. Constitution, that's fine. Intelligence, I would bring that up. Wisdom, I would bring that up. And charisma, I would bring that up. Why? Let me explain to you why. I don't know about you, but in the mythical sense, in a fantasy sense, dragons are intelligent. And in my dragons, in my games, when I do my campaign, when the dragon morphs into a human or whatever they morph into, they have magic. I would have the template with magic, the tail attack, the breath attack, the sword attack. It would be intimidating as fuck. It would be intimidating. Want to know why? Because that's how you make a creature. Why are you going to have a creature that looks really cool? I have a creature that has 5 tentacles, but they do nothing but move. I have this half dragon with a tail, right? And you're not going to use it. It just moves. I'm sorry, but that to me is ridiculous. Ridiculous on all aspects. Let's take a look what else I can do. All right, so I would add magic. I would give him, what can I add? All right, he's a red dragon. A little bit more fire magic. Nothing wrong with that, right? A little bit of fire magic. What about teleportation? That's why you bring up your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You bring up those 3 stats. Folks, charisma doesn't always have to do with appearance. Yeah, to your leadership, all that is all encompasses what charisma is. Wisdom and intelligence can also be magic tools, ability for magic. And that's why you want anything that's connected to dragons to have some form of magic. And in this template, it doesn't have it. That's not good. So you can easily use them in your campaign for fun, to make fun of the creature. Maybe he went into a tavern, you see his plate armor battered, his tail is chopped off, he's bleeding. Have the party help him out or her out, and then you get into a battle. He's not really a good dragon. He's not. He's evil. Remember, he's unaligned. He could be anything. So he really has malicious intent. So what do? How do you make this better? That's up to you how you want to use them. But I would change them. If you're going to use this template, I would change them. Because even if it has resistance, even with the breath weapon, yeah, it's cool, but nah. No tail attack. That bothers me. Maybe to you D&D DM masters out there, dungeon masters, maybe to you guys that's cool, but I don't think it is. I think it's pathetic. I think when a creature has certain qualities, especially if they got talons, if they got elongated teeth, and it's like, for example, blind sight. It's like having blind sight and having no information. He has blind sight, but okay, he can't use it. Nothing. So as a DM, You go to the monster manual. You're like, hey, here's the half red dragon. Okay. Blind sight. You go to senses. No information on there. So why even bother? But here it's highlighted in blue. It gives you dark vision and what it does. If you have dark vision, you can see in dim light with this specific range. If it were bright light and in darkness with the range as if it were dim light, you discern colors in the darkness only as shades of gray. It has that information, so it tells you definitively that it is yours. That's what you have. It's a good sense to have. Now, you go down, you have the multi-attack. 2 long swords. 1 sword. The long sword does 1d10 plus 3. Slashing damage. 1d8 plus 3. If you have the 2 attacks. If you use 2 hands. Yeah, big deal. Short sword. 1d6 plus 3. So now you're like, all right, that's cool. So you're looking at it and you're looking at the creature and you're like, yeah, that's badass. And then you're like, heavy crossbow. Okay, and then you have fire breath. Or where's his tail attack? And this creature would be much better if he had a tail attack. You're saying, Henry, you're being overly dramatic. Yeah. No, I'm not. Why am I being overly dramatic? You're being ridiculous. It's okay, he doesn't need a tail attack. He already has a breath attack. He has a challenge rate of 5, 1800 XPs. He's too strong anyway. So why have a tail on a dragon? Why? So you have this creature who has a tail and the stat block doesn't have the stats on the tail. So why even bother having it? You tell me. Tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think. I wouldn't use them. If I make them, I'll make them my way and it'll be about better than that. That is complete shit. Why even have a half dragon if the dragon is going to be a half dragon and he has a tail? Of course he's going to use it. He's going to have 2 swords attack and he's going to have a tail attack and a breath weapon. That's what dragons do. Imagine having this massive dragon you're fighting, right? And he flies, he uses breath, but he doesn't use tail. Why? Those are the things that when you're looking at a monster manual, those are the things you have to pick. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good thing is he has good qualities. The bad thing is the most redeeming quality is a tail. Most guys are going to say, oh, it's okay. He's already powerful. He has a breath attack. So what? He needs a tail attack. That is a dragon. Oh, but he's a half dragon. He can't do it. He's humanoid. Then why bother with a tail? That's like saying, Henry's a human. I have 2 hands, but I'm not going to use them. You need them to eat. You need them to drive. You need them to write. You need them for everything. So why bother having them if you're not going to use them? Same concept. Why bother drawing a picture with a half dragon with a tail if you're not going to use it? It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't use it. I would modify it. I would at least add the tail. That would make me happier. Was I a little drastic in giving it an F? No. I stand by my rating. Because the half dragon, fire breath, recharges on 5 or 6, his multi-attack with his swords, and the picture clearly has a tail, and no tail for the stat block. Ridiculous stats. A dragon is intelligent, right? You would think so. Yet his intelligence is 10, his wisdom is 11, his charisma is 10. Pathetic. No modifiers for it being a half dragon, a line of half dragon, especially a red dragon. Let's look at what the information on the stat block. You go down, and what do they tell you exactly? They tell you, let me see if I can find it here. I had it, excuse me. They tell you the challenge rate of these half dragons, right? They give you the information. You know, red is fire, blue is lightning, black is acid. That's basic. But then they go ahead and tell you the temperament, the nature of these dragons. So if a red dragon, okay, let me see. A green dragon is deceitful, while a half white dragon are dim-witted. So imagine gold dragons are shy and secretive, while copper dragons are impish and playful. You see what I'm saying? They're giving you the nature of these non-draconic lines. They're giving you the nature. So, if they're giving you the nature, and you should know how to roleplay them, and if their temperament isn't there, you know, some are arrogant, some are greed, all those things matter, which gives you the one thing that you need to roleplay these characters, these creatures, for your game. If they have the ability to show greed and arrogance, that's a form of intelligence, right? But yet the stat block does not show that, and that's a problem. When there is a stat block that gives you low stats, but yet in the information, their draconic nature, it gives you a little bit what they are. While half white dragons are often dim-witted, these traits are tempered by a half dragon's other lineage. But greed, arrogance, and paranoia are qualities that even good aligned half dragons often possess. So if they possess all that, that's a sign of intelligence. That's a sign of being deceitful, arrogance. The dragon is going to pull a fast one on the party member. That's a form of intelligence, isn't it? So why would you have an intelligence of 10 for a stat block? Yeah, you're like, you could, as a DM, to me, I would ignore it and put in your own numbers, boost that CR rating a little bit, not a lot, and go from there. I would modify it because it's crappy. It's a bad stat block. But you're like, oh, an 18 is tough. So what? I don't care about the armor class or the hit points. That doesn't mean anything to me. To me, as a DM, I like the qualities of the creature. If it has a tail, if it has burning red eyes, it has tentacles, if it's got like Medusa snakes for her hair, those are the things that make a creature beautiful, that make your creature alluring. Oh wow, intimidating. How's a creature going to be intimidating if you're looking at the stats, you're like, it doesn't make any sense. Really? Why? Either way, those are the aspects of a creature in the monster manual. If it doesn't have good stats, and then change the whole damn thing and homebrew it. Remember, you're the DM. You call the shots, and when you homebrew, as long as your party knows, your players know what's going to happen, you're good. Homebrew the half dragon, because I gave it an F. Shitty stats. The best thing it has about it is a breath weapon. No tail. It has a tail, but no stat on that. Nothing. And you're taking away an attack that it could have had. Two long sword attacks. That's 2 attacks. It could have had 3. The sword and tail. Oh, but it's not a legendary creature. Bullshit. Yes, it is. It's a half dragon. Dragon is legendary, isn't it? Those are the things you have to think about. Just because in D&D speak it's incorrect doesn't mean that what they say goes completely. With mythology, with lore, with fantasy, remember, those are the things that you've got to follow. It's a dragon. It's intelligent. It has magic. Those are the redeeming qualities of a dragon. And now, yeah, it's a half dragon. Not all half dragons are going to have all that stuff. I understand that. But give him a little bit of magic, a tail that he can use. Maybe give him a little flight. He's still a half dragon, but he's intimidating. He's a creature of legend. So what you do is you modify the stats, give him magic, make him a little bit more intimidating than he already is. He's not really intimidating if he doesn't have a tail attack. That is what a dragon has. But if you look at the stats and you're like, well, Henry, that is a half dragon. It is not supposed to have that attack. And I say, bullshit. It is a dragon of legend. It is a half dragon. That's what it does. When a dragon, an adult dragon, morphs into a human being and they go into society, they're humans, right? They have that power to do that. But the half dragon, you can't give him a tail attack? Why? But you drew it in the artwork. It has a tail. But that tail, you can't use it. I will. Thank you very much. I will. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for your comment. Let me give you my Discord. Let me go pop that up real quick. Let me get that up there. Yeah, go to Playerole. On Discord, look for Playerole. And let me see, give you that real quick. Okay, invite people. Let me copy that, give you my link. Okay, here you go. If you're still here, if you're still watching, here you go. That is my Discord. Hopefully I gave you the right one. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. It's our chat group. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow night we have a big show. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, for 4 hours, somewhere around there, we have the continuing episode of the main campaign. And the main campaign deals with a lot of stuff, a lot of fantasy. We're going to meet the guys. We're going to have a great game tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. Join us. Join me on Discord. Hit me up, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much. Got DM Talk coming up at 11:45. I'll see you then. Thank you for watching, guys.